Hi guys, that's my second attempt at making a review of Body Flake by Samuel Gavith. Right. To begin with, I have to say it's a very complicated tobacco in the sense that it's very hard to dry, it's very hard to pack, it's very hard to keep lit. It doesn't dry up quite well. Now it's not my first flake apparently, but it's unique in just how hard it is to prepare it for smoke and to actually smoke it. If you just fold it, and use the folding methods without breaking it or rubbing it out, you are likely not to enjoy the smoke. At least that has been my experience. It just it's too moist or just somehow doesn't want to smoke. In fact, this moistness, I mean, you can see it's rather rubbery even to the touch. This smokiness, this wetness, this humidity and moisture of the tobacco makes smoking it a little bit steamy even, I would argue. There's some smoke and almost like there is some steam. It's just maybe it's subjective impression. So yes, but looking at the flake, you can see what it's made of, and you can see, I don't know if it focuses well, the camera. It's mostly dark. There is a good amount of Latakia that you can smell. There is a little bit of Virginia there, you can see brownish, and there is a fair amount of what I believe to be sugar, and that's those white ones, those white lines, that's sugar. Alright, it caramelizes itself a little bit. Now, on the website, Samuel says that it's just Virginia and Latakia dashed with Scottish whiskey or something, right? You don't get the smell of whiskey per se from the flakes or from the smoke. What you get is exactly rye bread. So basically, it smells like wonderful, fresh rye bread. It's a little bit sourish. Just go to a bakery, get a bun of rye bread and smell it, and then you can tell everyone, well, I smelled Body Flake, right? That's exactly it. Yeah, I would recommend drying it out for at least an hour out of the tin, right? And then rubbing it out. I think this way you will be able to get the most out of this particular flake tobacco. It's more moist than Samuel Gavith's usual flakes, and it kind of retains that moisture no matter what you do to it. Having said that, can I really recommend it? Now, if you think in terms of 5 stars, I would probably put it at around 3 stars in its current condition. Why? Because it seems like all the necessary ingredients are there, right? The Latakia is quality. Virginias are quality. There's clearly something else that is not mentioned on the website. I mean, if somebody told me they actually mixed in some rye dough into it or some rye bread, I would say, yeah, that's what happened. Maybe some, I don't know, but there's clearly something else added besides the whiskey. Maybe the whiskey itself gives such a flavor rather than the flavor of the whiskey. Okay, so it's hard to pack, it's hard to keep lit, and if you look at other reviews, you will see that everyone is kind of looking for an excuse, saying, oh, I didn't dry it up enough, or I'll just give it another light. Technically, well, that's just my experience of smoking it. Don't fold it, let it dry, rub it out. That's the best way you can smoke it. When you smoke it, what do you feel? You feel Latakia. It's definitely there, it's pleasant, it's there around your nose, it's a little bit in your mouth. You feel a little bit of sugar, and I've shown you, you can see sugar in the flake itself, and it's a little bit sweetish. You feel a bit of pepper at the back of your mouth, so it's peppery. It's not Perique kind of pepper, but it's there, right? What else do you feel? Virginias, I did not feel so much really. They are there, but they don't dominate for me. It bites a little bit, it bites somewhat, but not so much. It's not an issue for me. You have to relight it. I mean, it does dry up as you smoke. It gets a little bit better, but it never quite gets to the point of comfortable smoke. It just doesn't. That's that. It's kind of half done, 1/3 left. The smoke is generally not intense. It's a pleasant smoke, don't get me wrong. But my overall impression is that it's a product that is just about finished, but not quite finished. It hasn't been brought to perfection. Because that moistiness prevents you from smoking comfortably. That's just my impression. Now, I'm not a I mean, I have maybe 1 year of pipe smoking behind me, so yeah, who am I to speak, right? But I noticed this to be a common sentiment about Body Flake. If I had to compare, I would say it's like someone made a perfect ale or perfect beer, right? And just took it out a week before it finished fermenting. So you kind of sense that everything is there, it's great. You can enjoy the drink definitely, but it's just an unfinished product. It hasn't reached its optimal condition. And if Samuel Gavathu is gonna figure out a way to fine-tune a little bit, not the taste, not the ingredients, but the condition of it, it would really be a top-notch tobacco for me. So yeah, it's unique. It's unique. It doesn't smoke like aromatic in the sense that there's nothing chemical there. It doesn't strike me as strong. I didn't get any nicotine hit from it. I've smoked maybe how many? Maybe 4 flakes by now out of it. I don't feel nicotine there. I mean, it is there, but it's not comparable to, I don't know, Durbar or something, which is my favorite right at the moment. Even though it's rather dark, which again makes me wonder what really went into it to make it that dark. It can't all be Latakia. It's a little bit too dark for Virginias, right? There's nothing mentioned about Kentucky or something, and I don't smell Kentucky in it. So in your mouth, it's Latakia, it's a bit of pepper in the back of the mouth, it's a little bit of Virginia, but not dominant, a bit of herby there. It's a bit of sweet, and that's about it. As you smoke on, it just carries on the same way. You have to rely it off, and it's capricious as hell. Yeah, I don't know why I chose to review that one. Just because it's a complicated tobacco. It's a capricious tobacco, and it's a great tobacco at the same time. But it's not something I would keep in my daily rotation or something. Not because the tobacco itself is somehow unpleasant, but it's so complicated to smoke that it makes it almost not an enjoyable experience. Yet at the same time, you can really tell that it's a good product. And I tried my hardest to love it, and I wanted to give it 5 out of 5 somehow, but it's just not there. I'm sorry. I'll give it another light. keeps dying. Another thing is, because it's that moist, you have to pull a little bit stronger so you get a bit of tar, a bit of ash in your mouth every now and then. Again, it really reduces the enjoyment of the final product. And it's not even a white pipe. To say that it's just not good for flakes, and I think it's dying on me again. I mean, yeah, that's what it is, right? So sorry, I wanted to love you, but I can't. Now, aftertaste. It's not my first pipe with this one, right? Aftertaste is rye bread aftertaste, honestly speaking. Rye bread with latakia, right? That's the aftertaste. A little bit of sweet, a little bit of sour, and definitely rye taste. Nothing much else to add. Can I recommend you to buy it if you want to try something new? By all means, it's a unique flavor. You might love it, you might hate it, I don't know. But I can't recommend it, honestly, to, you know, keeping your daily rotation. Say that's the great hallmark tobacco out there, right? So thanks for watching. Mushroom Cat checking out. Bye bye.